How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Listener, here's what I need you to do. If you're surrounded by anybody right now, you turn around and you look at the back of their neck. You check for a little scar. And if there is a little scar,
you spit on it and stick a pinky in it to get started.
Mm-hmm. You got to work it.
You know who
they have to relax.
Freddy Morris.
You know who would be hard to clock as a guy taken over by Martians?
Who?
The guy we saw at the American Adventure.
Oh, because he had so many skin tags.
Yeah,
that's why he wasn't taken over.
The aliens wouldn't touch him.
No,
it was so gross.
I thought you were gonna say like somebody with one of those like heads that goes down over the back of their neck.
You know, like the hot dog neck?
Yeah.
A head that goes down over the back of their neck.
Yeah.
I pictured a face on the back of the neck when you said that.
Like Professor Quirrell.
Like the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck.
Well,
Professor Quirrell.
I have a hole in the back of my neck, so don't judge me.
Seriously?
I do have a hole in the back of my neck.
What happened?
I had an infection that they had to actually go
what?
in and...
You?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not buying the story.
We're eyeballing you like that alien.
They had to drain it.
Got a lot of holes in your
body. But why
body,
do you have that little diamond on the back?
Well, that's I was bedazzling it.
Sign.
It's bedazzled.
Well...
So the hole in your foot healed, now you got a hole in the back of your neck.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a hole in your heart that only belongs.
Well, but those have been filled with love.
Was that Mr. Big?
Yeah.
That's
funny because you hate...
Oh my goodness, Michael.
Mike dug out a Mr. Big lyrical reference.
All right, everybody.
You hate hole, too.
I do hate hole.
Welcome
it's ironic.
to Night of the Living podcast. Ooh. It's March, and March is for...
Martians.
Martians.
Oh. Yeah. We're so connected, Freddy and I. Freddy's here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's me.
He's a human. He's a human.
I feel mostly human after...
Indian
food doesn't usually do this to me, but the last 2 times I think I've had it, it's upset my stomach.
Is it from a specific same Indian restaurant those 2 times?
I think it may have been.
Because of the... okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
You need to check your gallbladder.
Yeah, that's true.
Kelly's here.
Martian Darcian. That's me. I'm a very annoying little Martian.
You're a chicken.
I'm chicken Martian.
Thank you for that Married with Children joke.
I worked it up just for you.
That is the greatest thing that's the greatest gift you've ever given me.
You're welcome.
More than just your friendship.
It's the greatest achievement that I'll ever know.
The winner for greatest achievement in Married with Children references goes to...
I get the Rondo Hatton Award for best Married with Children reference in a genre podcast or blog.
Yeah, but what a complicated voting process.
I know. We got Mikey B.
I'm Mikey B, and I am human.
You are human.
Yes.
As the Ferengis say.
Human. Female.
Andy's here.
What even is a human?
What even is
I don't define myself
life,
in terms like that.
Well, what is
Are you species non-binary?
I'm just a being.
Okay. You're just thoughts, your energy.
I could be human. I could be dancer. I don't know.
Oh.
Could be a tiny dancer.
Oh, nice.
And I'm Amy. Thanks for being here.
Oh, well, you didn't say what you were. Are you human? Is that a subtle way to let us know that that you're from...
yeah. Amy?
Well, I think. Therefore, I am. But what am I? I am what I am.
But really, there is no I.
They've spotted a huge noxious cloud of gas over Uranus.
No, that was you yesterday.
Yeah, maybe some.
Freddie nearly smoked me out of the car as we were driving.
Well, my treat for going and trying to give blood.
Freddie, for the first time...
This is a chemical attack.
...attempted to donate yesterday. Amy successfully did because she's a hero.
Yeah.
Hero!
Yeah. And they're like, sir, you are too drunk for this.
His reward for trying, they blew his vein out so he couldn't donate.
I had a golf ball size bubble in my arm, which was like, I was like, whoa.
Ooh,
That's
you got a
crazy.
blowout?
I can't
Yeah.
donate. They can't because it's real hard to get the veins in my
Yeah.
arm, and they just won't waste the time looking for them.
I
Yeah.
get that. They got other people.
Well, it's crazy because when I'm there, I can see tons of veins, but they're all like a little further down than where they usually go in. So I don't know if there's anyone
In
who
your
knows
penis?
a lot of the science. Yeah, they're all my erection because I get real excited about
That
needles.
is further down than they usually go.
Like,
Excited about
like
being
in my
a hero.
forearm, like, you know, like all that will show. But then I'm like, why don't you just tap into what you can see? But there's got to be a reason.
Where you're like, just let me do it.
Yeah, here, just give me that.
I know
thing.
my veins.
Yeah, I don't know.
They could just punch you in the face and then stick a tube up your nose.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to needle you for more information here.
There was a couple of bag and tag situations there for you, Mike.
Yeah?
Maybe for you too, Andy.
Baggins tags.
Bilbo Baggins tags.
Yeah.
So Freddie wanted a reward for trying,
Yeah,
that
so
was
I got some
Cracker Barrel.
Everybody gets a trophy.
which
Yeah.
is then created quite the situation for me. But neither here nor there.
You had
Sulfur
Cracker
farts.
Barrel and Indian. What a decadent
one day.
That's probably why
Oh
my stomach's
my.
fucked up.
What a day.
Yeah,
Living
sounds
like
awesome.
kings. My
Good grief.
lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
that's
I treat
what
myself.
What we ate
That's some
yesterday
Napoleon Bonaparte shit.
was a Cracker Barrel breakfast, and then they had wacky. Remember Wacky Wafers?
I'm glad you finished that.
Oh, that was my favorite Saturday night
Whacking
cartoon.
wafers. Yes,
Wacky
I do
Wafers.
remember Wacky Wafers.
It was a 5-pack of
Mhm.
like coin-sized fruit flavored candy
Yes.
from when we were kids, and they had them at Cracker Barrel. So
my.
then I had some Wacky Wafers a few hours after breakfast.
Did you rock?
That was my lunch.
Can we have a Napoleon Bonaparte
Mm-hmm.
and like make Ziggy Piggies?
Ziggy Piggy.
Do you think then? I mean, that party people would just be taking 20-minute naps here and there because that's what he did.
Is that what he did?
He didn't sleep, right?
Yeah.
Is that like an urban legend or is it real?
I don't know.
What, the itis?
No, that Napoleon.
Oh, I thought
Like
that,
his thing was he didn't sleep at night. He would just take 20-minute cat
I thought that was
naps
like
Yeah.
Da Vinci, wasn't it?
to be
No,
more
it's not
productive.
it's not just Napoleon, but this is like that whole cyclic weird
yeah.
Yeah.
sleeping thing. Is a lot of quote unquote geniuses did that.
Kramer did that on Seinfeld.
I'm glad that I didn't chime in because I was going to say keep tots in your pocket, and then I realized that we were talking about the historical figure.
Well, but no, that's the
You
perfect
can do
time to
that
throw that
too.
in, so you can
Oh,
like
okay.
move it.
That could be
Like,
part of the party.
You move it
Birthday
out.
Party. Yep.
Yeah.
So when you say, was that the big giant ice cream sundae that to bring it back to Kelly's original statement, the
Bill and
Ziggy
Ted.
Piggy?
Yeah.
What made you think of was it because of the decadence of our day yesterday?
Well, because Andy said you were eating like kings, and I
Yeah.
said it was like you're a Napoleon Bonaparte
yeah,
because I was saying Bonaparte, but funny.
yeah.
But didn't
And then
Napoleon
I
take
thought
down the
Bonaparte is a fun word to say.
aristocracy? Like, wasn't
Yeah.
he
I feel
like,
like there's
getting
gonna be
rid of the
peop-
kings?
There's gonna be people pounding out your door.
But he was an
demanding your
emperor.
head.
He made himself emperor.
That's
Yeah,
true.
he-
I've
he's
seen his
just as
grave,
bad.
like his not grave, but it's like a big coffin
Is
thing.
it fancy?
Yeah, it's like a huge coffin in a place. This was like 20 years ago that I went when I was in
But after
France.
Bill and Ted went back in time, it turned into
Yeah.
a giant ice cream bowl, and his
If they
corpse is
opened
just
it-
floating in melted
Yeah.
ice cream.
Oh, that's the dream.
Yeah,
Mm.
the
Do they-
dream.
Do they have to replace ice cream periodically lest it rot?
Yeah. Well, you know,
The interesting thing is, ice cream does not rot once you put it in
it's
a
like a
sealed.
preservative.
Yeah.
Oh.
let's take it back to what is it called? The Waterloo Water Park, and the Ziggy Piggy was
Yeah.
like the Chuck E. Cheese type place. By the way, they officially are making that third. Bill and
I
Ted's movie.
heard. Yeah.
So we did the kitchen sink that time, which was essentially that ice cream.
The Ziggy Piggy.
It's probably worse than the Ziggy Piggy,
the
honestly.
kitchen sink being
Like-
something you can order at Beaches and Cream in Disney World.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't believe we finished it too.
Kitchen
Yeah,
sink,
right.
also the name of a breakfast dish you can get at the PNS restaurant.
Also, the name of what we talk about, everything and the kitchen sink.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Beginning of
also
your show.
it's also a part of your house.
Yeah.
Well, la di da. I don't know where you wash your dishes.
In the shower,
Strange things are afoot.
Like in
That's the
They
kitchen
are.
sink.
like Kramer. It all comes back.
They melvined me.
Okay, real quick. Is everybody safe from Momo?
Yeah,
Oh
well,
my
mostly.
gosh.
Freddie,
Has everybody checked themselves in safe from Momo?
Yeah, I posted about how it wasn't real, and I still had some people say,
Freddie, I think, believed in it.
Is it bad that I was like,
it's totally
oh
real.
my God, these poor kids?
Well, guys, it's funny you should bring it up because guess who's here as a guest?
it's Momo.
It's Momo. Momo, you come here and have a seat. Momo's here to answer your questions.
So, Momo, are you real?
I am real. Jam a Coke bottle up your bottom.
What is your intentions, Momo?
My intentions are to take over Shelley Duvall's career now that she is too ill to work.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor? We were speaking about ice cream before. That's what I want to know.
Kelley can't handle.
That was too good.
Spumoni, cut your hands. Cut your thighs.
Leave Shelley Duvall alone.
I know.
Oh.
Poor Shelley Duvall.
Poor.
Is Momo gone?
Wait.
Bye, Momo.
Bye, Momo.
Momo's got to go now.
That's what happened to
Momo's got to go.
No Momo.
Can I just
No
say
Momo.
though,
No
anyone that works around people who might be mentally unstable and Momo connections are just not fun.
Is that...
Have you guys had to deal with Momo in your particular line of work?
In my particular line of work, there has been Momo dealings, and I'm no Momo.
No Momo.
Wouldn't it be funny if
No
there
more
was
Momo.
one kid who couldn't say it right and he just kept saying moo moo?
Oh.
What if?
Oh,
And
I
then-
could,
Wouldn't that be delightful?
So,
off air I can tell stories, but yeah. it's no Momo.
I think Momo wasn't... I don't know. Like, I was reading this article, and it made a good point. It's like, the media caught on to this thing, whether or not it was real or not.
Fake news.
It blew up.
Right.
And then how do you know what's real and what isn't? Sense and
I-
copycats.
Well, because people
and-
did
Yeah.
start, but that's the thing. Like the story was, it was really basically just a creepypasta
Right.
that this was showing up inserted into kids' innocuous
Right.
YouTube videos, but that wasn't actually happening. And then people started picking up on that, like you said, and then people did start making Momo videos and stupid nonsense.
Well, it's kind of like, if you remember, if you're of a certain age group, probably 30s up, there used to be flyers that would periodically go around of like, take these home to your parents. Don't tell them not to put, let you put stickers on your face because the stickers are covered in acid, even though that made zero sense. There was never a single doc. Did anybody else
Free
get those?
acid.
Remember that?
Nobody got those?
I know what you're
No?
talking about. Like,
I don't know.
There was always this public service scare
Yes.
of drugs are going to be inadvertently given to children to make them
It
addicts.
still happens. And in
Yes.
fact, some woman
Yeah.
did give marijuana gummies to kids recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. Like, why pay for that?
Yeah, just to give it
Did
to
that
kids.
really happen?
I don't know. I heard it on the news, but like...
Momo did
Well,
it.
the acid stickers were on the many news outlets
Yeah.
ran with those, and that was probably 30 years ago, or 20 years ago. But this Momo stuff, like the problem is like you don't want your kids to find out about it because it gives that energy, but at
Yeah.
the same time, like you have to kind of touch base because
It's like Tinkerbell.
Yes,
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Okay.
There
yeah.
you go.
yes.
So
Well-
she is.
What I
real.
would
Just
say to my
clap,
kids
everybody,
is,
clap.
son, if you're dumb enough to kill yourself because a monster on YouTube tells you to, well, you should probably go ahead and do it.
Parent of the year.
I'm just waiting for like Slender Man and Momo to hook up and
Yeah.
have them create like a super
Has
baby.
that happened?
Make him create a super baby.
I'm photoshopping that shit.
Oh, dear. I mean, Momo,
Damn, that's mine.
the actual
Well, I'll give you credit.
art piece, the sculpture that was made is horrifying.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's super creepy.
I
It is
love it.
really creepy. No, in a good way. Like, I'm down
I
to
actually thought it
clown.
was a good creepy pasta.
Yeah.
It's a pretty strong likeness.
It sure is.
So,
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. That's what happened.
we were,
127 takes will do that to you.
What are you making me do this, Mr. Kubrick? You're a monster.
Now you're the monster. That's how I imagine Stanley Kubrick talking.
Yeah.
Just like
Regular wet noodle.
just like J. Jonah Jameson.
so we were talking
Duvall,
about,
you're a menace.
because I don't have children, I don't hear about these things. We were talking about it. Freddie told me about it when we were doing Night of the Comic the other night.
Yeah,
I guested. They had a lady on their show.
we did.
Did you talk about
A lady that does not like comic books that much.
Did you talk about Barbie comics?
She talked about
Yeah.
remember Katie Keene? She talked about that.
No, actually, we talked about Torso,
Yeah,
which is
really
A
a
lady comic.
lady comic. Well, no, not at all. Not even a little bit. So if you're a Patreon member, or I guess the public can go there
after a week.
after a week,
Yeah.
patreon.com/NOTLP. That's where you go to support the show and to find all the stuff we do for you.
Yeah, patrons get early access to Night of the Comic,
Early access.
which is you get it a week early.
Oh.
Otherwise, every Thursday you see an episode available for the public. Well, not every Thursday. Every other Thursday when we can all manage to make it happen.
When it happens.
What happened was
If you're a
What it
patron,
was.
you also get access to all of Origins, which are our classic episodes. Classic.
They are
Yeah.
classic.
With a new commentary recorded at the beginning.
yeah.
We'll be doing one for our Wicker Man episode today.
Oh, the Wicker Man.
Was
this the original Wicker Man?
Great stuff.
We did both.
We did both, yeah.
You were sick. You
That's-
couldn't be there.
Yeah.
So we can get your take on that for the intro.
Yeah. Because I do not support the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man.
None of us did, but that's
No.
a spoiler
But I-
alert.
do love the original.
He punched a lady in it. That was fun.
Yeah. It does become a great riff tracks.
Andy.
It is one of the best riff tracks.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. They
Ah.
they put his head in a basket with bees.
If you want to hear me and Dave Scarecrow Oven indulge in our Star Trek nerdiness, you can also listen to Night of the Comic.
That was a real fun moment for me. That was like two worlds colliding in my
Did you-
personal life.
Did you feel threatened, Freddy? This man's moving on my territory.
Oh yeah, it was like
Well,
it
no,
was like,
Freddie
hands
was
off,
enjoying.
Dave.
Freddie
I was
part
having a
of
great
it.
time. We had a great time.
Oh, you're a cuck.
He's a star
Yeah,
cuck.
I'm a total cuck. We wanted to also, speaking of Patreon, shout out new Beelzebub Jeff Lancaster. Thank you so much.
Hey, Jeff.
It's only 25 bars of gold press platinum to be a Beelzebub.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
You'll
It's
hear
not
your
that
name
much.
again. At
Throw
the
your
end.
hands in the air for Jeff Lancaster.
Oh, Kelly.
You did it.
I love it.
I mostly did
It
it.
was a great mall in Lancaster, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
I don't know.
The Momo Challenge.
It
got
used to look. We always used to visit it in high school because
Oh,
we
I've
thought
been
it
to
was
that mall.
Yes.
It killed them all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember we went to that mall because we were going
Kill
to
'em
the
all?
fair.
Oh yeah, we did go to that.
Yeah.
They had a JCPenney. I don't know if they still do. That was a few years
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know where
kinda stuck
Castro,
in
Ohio
time.
is.
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Oh, Lancaster.
It's where supposedly their state fair is it? No, it's not. Is it
It's a
a
county,
county
fair.
fair? Their county fair had the last dark ride, like old school dark ride in Ohio.
So we went.
And that's the main reason I wanted to go. And guess what? They looked at me like I was crazy when I asked about.
They're like, what is a dark ride?
they're like, man, we ain't had that for years, not since the murders. And I was like, what? And they're like, Momo got it. And then but I did get a fried clam sandwich in Central Ohio.
And you got to vote on Best Pig.
Yeah,
It was a
That'll
cute.
do.
yeah.
It was a cute little town.
It was
It was
great.
very. Did you say Trick or Treat was based on it or something like that?
Supposedly Mike Doherty.
Doty.
Doty.
Mike Doty.
Mikey D. He's from around up there, and I've heard that town was the inspiration.
It definitely
for
takes place in Ohio, they say.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
My
It's a really-
sister lives
and we-
in Lancaster.
Oh yeah.
And we climbed up that big hill and
Mhm.
overlooked the whole thing.
Oh,
that was really
I've
fun.
done some things on that hill.
Oh yeah.
That's my high school stomping
Yeah.
ground.
Oh really?
You hooked,
Yeah.
up with, you hooked up with Momo there?
Yeah, Momo.
I thought I was gonna
No.
die getting to the top of that thing.
It's steep.
It
Did
is
you
a
see any
steep-
teenagers like trying to climb sides
And
of
here's
that
the- people
when you were there?
No.
They were out on like young people were out
On the
very
ledge.
close into
Yeah.
the edge.
It gave me and Amy a lot of heart palpitations.
Yeah, I was like,
Watching, yeah.
young
That's what we did.
people.
That's what we did
young
back in high
people
school.
get back.
Yeah.
Somebody had carved the word whore in a
I did
a
that.
rock. Was that you?
That was me.
Oh my god, Mike!
I've changed so much since then.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're a part of You're a part of history.
He
I am
doesn't
a
slut
part.
shame anymore.
Nope, I don't.
Still a whore.
He's
No.
still a whore. It was the way he spelled or signed his name into the world.
It was just you'd gotten to the W's. Like
Right.
you'd been writing one word a week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You couldn't think of another W
Couldn't-
word.
I couldn't.
Anyway,
I do not support.
do you have something you wanted to mention at the top?
Oh yeah. Universal Pictures has got this real freaky deaky looking, like psychological, bizarro, surreal thriller horror movie coming out called Piercing.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer, but I've seen it advertised.
It's got Christopher Abbott and Mia Wasikowska in it.
Does it look
She
good?
was Alice in Wonderland, right?
I like her a lot. She's a great actress.
Yeah,
that is
I don't
her?
like that movie, but she was.
I haven't watched the second Alice yet.
You don't need to.
I'm not going
No.
to.
No good.
It bad.
Oh,
I thought the first one was bad.
Momo got to it.
this is written and directed by the guy who did The Eyes of My Mother, which was kind of an art horror film. This looks more entertaining than that film. It looks like
Looks Lynchian.
Yeah, a little Lynchian, but even like if you're a fan, it kind of looks like it's kind of catering to some American Horror Story sensibilities as well.
Is it all about getting your nips pierced?
No, but it is this guy. Like his baby is talking to him, kind of like in a Son of Sam kind of way.
Oh, yeah,
and
I like
also he decides. I don't know the full story, but I will tell you that I know the plot part of it is he's hiring a prostitute, sex worker, for the purpose.
We know what a prostitute is. You don't have to.
Well,
say.
I was correcting myself because you're not supposed to use the word prostitute.
We can't say prostitute anymore.
No,
I learned that
it's a bad
after I
word.
carved it into a rock at Lancaster 25 years ago. That's not appropriate.
He's learning.
Can we use whore?
They're not
Escorts.
they're not prostitutes, whores, or escorts anymore.
Ho.
They're little people.
Ho
No,
bag.
wait, no, they're sex workers.
Hoe bag.
Oh
No.
dear.
Woman of the night.
We're trying to be better.
So he's basically it also has a little bit of a De Palma thing with almost a body double look to it.
It has a who's that Cronenberg almost too.
Yeah, that too.
And it looks like
It just looks like a good creepy
it's very American Psycho-y.
bizarre. Yeah, he decides he's hiring this sex worker to murder her, and a lot of it's him rehearsing this murder at a hotel, and him having like weird hallucinations, or maybe they're not hallucinations, and there might be monsters in it. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I love that band. There might be monsters.
Yeah, there may be monsters. So that's coming out on digital and Blu-ray, DVD, all that fun stuff on the 12th.
I'll have to check it out. That you made it sound much more. See, I it keeps popping up in my social media as something I should like look into.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I just kept bypassing it. But you made it sound interesting.
Well, I only feel like we get a lot of stuff from studios like saying, hey, can you do this, that, or the other, add this to the listing. I'm like, only if it looks cool is my rule.
You hear that, studios?
Look cool.
It better look fucking cool, or
And
it's
this-
not going on our shit.
Right. This looks cool.
You're so cool.
I don't want to plug something that's not, doesn't have potential.
No, I'm with you. I'm glad that's your stance.
Because
I'm glad that's your race stance.
I want to make the podcast I want to hear, and then ones I want to hear only recommend shit I think is worth my time.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, power to you, brah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I liked it.
Yeah, and
And
throw
that
'em up.
definitely
This
looked
one,
interesting.
it looks like it's definitely worth it.
Good pick.
And thank you for teaching me that I can't use the word prostitute anymore.
What about
You're welcome.
prostitute?
Oh, that.
Aw,
I
that was
needed-
too
There's
cute.
like a really big movement on. I'm not really big. I mean, it is really big, but it's been happening for a while. About like you don't want to like connect negativity to like that whole. That's just people choose to do that.
Yeah,
And
you don't want to
it's-
connect negativity to that whole.
You don't.
I needed.
You want to support the whole.
I needed to
You wanna
change my
support
Twitter
the
bio
whole-
now.
Andy. All right. Well,
Hey, I would be a sex worker if I could.
Speaking of
can.
sex,
You can,
You
and there's no
can.
shame in that, Andy. That's your choice.
That's
Yeah.
fine. If
You
that's
don't
what
need
you
a
want to do, as long
degree.
as you're
Your
happy
body,
and
your choice.
healthy.
Like nobody's barking up this tree. That's what I'm saying.
we've
That's
gotten to the part on
incorrect.
Family Ties, by the way, where
Somebody's
Courtney,
a sex worker.
yeah, well, no, Courtney Cox is dating Alex P. Keaton, Michael J. Fox's character, Cox and Fox. And
Did
Friends.
she have the short hair back then?
No, she has like a
No, it's
shoulder length.
Shoulder length.
Okay.
But they're talking about like why she loves him, and he says, "Sometimes I feel like I don't go deep enough." So he's talking like emotionally,
Yeah.
and
that
she
you
goes,
explained that.
"Alex, you go plenty deep."
Aw.
And then I'm like, this line would never have been delivered on Married with Children without the audience going, "Woo!"
But you think they were kind of knew what they were doing?
I don't know. It wasn't
No.
supposed to. It was a very sincere scene, but I was just like,
Later, Michael Gross has a talk with Alex about how you need to go deep and keep it steady, but it's like very heartfelt, and
yeah,
he explains to him how to really please Courtney Cox
Well, that's
Yeah.
in a
great.
fatherly way.
yeah.
Fantastic. Reminder, Horror Hound Weekend's coming up in a couple weeks.
Ooby gooby.
Andy signed up to donate blood, so if you donate blood,
Oh, knock on wood. Hopefully they can hit a vein.
yeah, they can.
They're pretty tapped
if you're
out.
one of the first 50 or so, you get some special stuff. But I mean, more than that, you're saving a life.
No, I'm gonna say, do I get a pin?
Okay, God.
And they say no. Like I'll be like, deuces.
No, but you do get
Blood
hepatitis.
in, blood out.
Hey.
How many people you think are going to fail that questionnaire at Whorehound?
Well, I mean, if you have babiosis or Chagas's disease or a relative with Creutzfeldt-Jakob, then you can't do it.
Creutzfeldt-Jakob?
Are we still allowed?
You can't
That's the
do
Matt
it.
Cow, right?
Yeah.
Are we still allowed to travel to Jamaica?
It depends on where you go.
You can't
stay away from where they keep the cows.
Am I allowed to give blood still?
But the reason I say is like
you've been to Jamaica.
They'll ask about
the gay thing.
The gay thing.
As long as it's been 12 months.
Okay, yeah.
A tattoos, unprofessionally, they'll say like unprofessionally done piercings and tattoos is more what I was thinking. But also, probably everyone has at least 10% of that crowd has mad cow.
Oh, for sure. If your insulin comes from bovines, you can't donate. So just think about it.
At least 10%.
Bovine's Pharmacy.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on.
I'm feeling divine.
I'd like to see how you do your research on that, Freddy.
Yeah.
The Farmusi.
We want to create.
Goodness.
Yeah. I like that.
Oh, I did want to say.
I just got it.
Oh, thank you.
It's a good one.
It's a thinker.
Yeah. Well, I snuck it in there.
And he
I went
spells
deep.
farm with an F.
That's right. Farmusi.
He doubles down.
Speaking of animals, this has nothing to do with anything, but I am very excited for the first time ever in my entire life about the Iditarod. Starting this
that's
weekend.
right, because you follow that person.
Because Blair Braverman is doing her first Iditarod. And
Iditarod, I better know a rod.
It's like 900 plus miles across snowy Nowheresville, Alaska. But I'm so excited because I follow her on Twitter and her dogs are amazing and they all have unique personalities. I'm so excited for Boo and Wixen.
Do you have a favorite dog?
Well, Matt Power, but he's not on the team.
That's his name. The dog's name is Matt Power.
Well, each litter has a theme,
That's adorable.
and he was part of the photojournalist litter. Aww. And there's a photojournalist called Matt Power, but Matt Power doesn't eat consistently and enough to be. He's not on the team.
The journalist or the dog?
The doggy.
Is one of them? Does she have a Ricky Rackman?
No, but she has a Buffy litter, and actually Xander, Spike are both running.
I'm sorry, who?
Xander and Spike.
Spike. So that's
Anya is
today, right?
I think the ceremonial start was yesterday, but the official start I think is today.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
It's like the Olympic of
I'm
dog
so
racing.
excited for the babies.
Is there can
really
you get updates about the Iditarod?
I don't know. I'm just gonna check Twitter, but you can like sign up to get GPS updates. And
There's
stuff.
also Iditarod.com. I think has a live stream.
Yeah, and there's an I Did a Pod
Oh.
that Blair's husband I think is going to be participating in.
And there's
so
I Did a Duty.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm really excited for the team.
That's awesome.
How long is this supposed to last?
Like
what's the normal amount?
I think like 9 days or something, maybe more.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
It's not inhumane, is it? They're treated well, right?
These dogs are, and I think in any sport you're gonna have people that are bad, right? But she treats her dogs amazing, and I know a lot of those people love their dogs.
And all the great thing is if you look at the racers on their
Dogs
website,
love to do it.
there's like there'll be a page that has all the headshots of everyone who is leading the dog teams. All the men look like they just got out of bed and didn't comb their hair, and all the women look just normal.
And this is the first year
Which is
like
fun.
they've had. This is the most women they've ever had competing. Something like a third of the pack are women. So that's exciting.
That's awesome.
I'm
That
so
is
excited for the
awesome.
babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a live
Flame.
broadcast. It has,
Colbert.
please stand by and a picture of a dog.
Yep.
Oh,
All right. Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. Freddie, you ready to do your thing next?
Oh yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
Yeah, they can be.
Hi.
You mean like in Crucial Taunt, Andy?
We were just talking about female bass players.
Yeah.
Break. Freddie, what did you
boy.
watch?
I watched Horror Hotel the movie.
Oh,
Thanks
sorry.
to Alex
Uh,
for recommending it.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks, Alex.
He wanted somebody to watch it.
P. Keaton?
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Hess directed. Al Hess wrote. It's a family of fire.
Do they own those gas stations on the East
I
Coast?
assumed that they own the
Part of
hotel,
the
probably.
Hess family?
That's my guess. Yeah.
Howard Hess is this the Howard Hess family? Is it Dr. Johnny Fever?
No E on the end.
Oh,
that would-
did he have any E?
Special.
Yeah.
Howard Hess?
Look it up. Yeah.
I mean, I believe you. I just
You
didn't-
should. All right, Freddie, what do you got?
She knows her shit. She knows her shit. This was basically started as a web series, and he took 5 of his vignettes and stitched them together into an anthology movie.
Like a Frankenstein.
Yeah. The first one is called Alien Stole My Boyfriend.
Like, there's no wraparound story. I watched this with Freddie. I just wanted you to say that.
Right.
I watched some of it. I didn't watch a lot of it.
This was all shot in Atlanta, Georgia. It has a pro-am quality to it. It's definitely a cut above your average indie film as far as like you really could tell like they're not as much as spending money on like visual effects or set design or any of that stuff, like very basic stuff, but there was a sense of like competency here. I'm not saying it's great, but they didn't go for the easiest stuff to do, which I respect, because they didn't just go for boobs and blood.
Mad respect, bro.
Which would have been the easy thing, I think, to do with a sort of series, or or even making this as a feature.
There's nothing wrong with boobs and blood.
And I thought, but no, there isn't.
It's gonna be the name of my ska band.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think you challenge yourself when you try to create something that is kind of clean, when you put your own parameters down, because it is a web series. They could have really done whatever they wanted to do, but the creators of this obviously put down some sort of framework as far as how far they were going to go with things, which is interesting, because
like anything,
most of them aren't anymore.
Like anything, if it's even a cliche, as long as it's done well, it's fine.
Yeah. And I love it. If a movie is fun to watch, it's fun to watch. That's really all it is. Like I like old exploitation movies. I just feel people who are making current exploitation, they don't necessarily get what was so cool about those older ones. They just kind of throw in just because you hang something on the wall with boobs and blood dripping off of it doesn't make it art. But this is not that case. Although you will feel it is when you start watching Alien Stole My Boyfriend, because these two cute blonde girl aliens come down in a spaceship.
And it's shaped like a boob.
And no.
And it's fueled by blood.
You would have That's
You enjoyed that.
Yeah, you really did it there. Though.
Thanks.
I'll think about that tonight when I need a laugh. So they come down and this girl's kicking her boyfriend out of there because they're living in the hotel. She's like, "We're not making enough money. I'm kicking you out." Blah 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 blah. And they come along. They pull up quick to get with him. And from there, I don't want to spoil anything if you want to check this out.
But stuff happens. It's
not what you think. It feels like almost you're like, oh, this is going to be a porno movie, I think, possibly. It really did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's shot in a hotel. There's two girls in mini dresses that are aliens that come from a planet with no men.
The guy's got a huge cock.
Or no, the men all live a life of leisure. That's right. They're just there to be nice and have sex, I guess. So you think that it's going to be dirty, but it's not, which is not disappointing because it's unexpected.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is not a criticism of the boobs and blood genre of horror, but when you get into something like this and you expect it to be that and it's not.
Right. You like that it
can be refreshing in a way.
They elevated it.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah. Not the greatest. This first one is okay. Has its charms. Then they have another story called Coma Girl, which is my least favorite of the bunch. This guy, his wife has been in a coma. She's living in a convalescent home, and every year, I guess, he bribes the janitor so he can take her out for their wedding anniversary. And he takes her to the hotel, and they basically have a romantic evening, but she's unconscious the whole time.
It's my least favorite brand of makeup. Coma Girl.
Coma Girl.
Sorry, I waited too long.
I get it. Then Brain Robbers in Love is a pretty good one. So you know what this reminds me of? Tales from the Dark Side.
Yeah.
The old TV show, not the great episodes of that show, but like the more middling episodes of Monsters and Tales from the Dark Side.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Where it kind of has its charms and you're like, yeah, okay, but it's not,
It's pretty complimentary, though.
Yeah, it's not.
You don't always expect the ones that you're gonna remember, but
yeah,
you never really usually that disappointed. There were some duds.
Yeah, this feels like that, but it almost feels like that, but not even updated. If these could have been episodes of Tales from the Dark Side, I think.
The worst episode of Monsters is the one with Chris Noth, where he's the devil and he wants a lady to ghostwrite his biography. It was like they weren't even trying.
Son of a bitch.
It was really stupid.
Then there was the problem with Clones, which had this guy in the super tight Hawaiian t-shirt who's a skip tracer. And a lot of the shtick in that one is that he doesn't like being called a bounty hunter. He's like, I'm a skip tracer. And then he puts on his pork pie hat. And it's in a future where
Well, he should change his name to Skip Tracer, and then it won't be a problem.
that would be a great name.
I was a skip tracer in high school.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably when I was working for
Like collection agency?
Yeah, I
Collection
did some
agency,
skip
yeah.
tracing myself.
I
when
think my
worked at
grandma
the
was
collections.
one too.
I would have
back in the
preferred to have
day.
been called a bounty hunter. 'cause
I
that
would.
It sounds
way
cooler, yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Okay.
So what it is, he comes to the hotel, and these stories, I guess, take place over all different eras at this hotel. This one is the not too distant future.
Next Sunday, AD?
Yep, there was a guy named Joel,
Not too different from you or me.
and he goes to the hotel to find. He's looking for someone. Supposedly, one of these clones won the lottery, and the other clones, I guess, killed them for not sharing the money. Essentially, long story short, this is one actor playing all the clones, and her name is Baby Norman.
Wouldn't it be great if they'd had a scene where, like, there were a bunch of clones in, like, a little Volkswagen, and they had a clone car, and they all just, like, came falling out of it just one after the other?
Oh god.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the confusion with the clown car came from.
Maybe.
They're like, no, it's clone car. That's why it's full of people that look the same. Don't
That's the
you?
problem with clown cars.
So,
Right.
so Baby Norman really gets
Trouble
to
with
stretch
dribbles.
her thespian legs,
Yeah.
and wrap them around a few different roles in this.
Detective Baby Legs.
Detective
So is Baby
Legs.
Norman the actual actor's
That's the name of the actor,
name?
yeah.
Okay. Sorry for making fun of that.
So she plays first.
Or I'm not.
I mean, it's funny.
It's probably deliberately, you know.
You think that's a stage name, or is she born Baby Norman? Doesn't Baby Norman sound like something like they're still trying to find Baby Norman?
She's down a well.
It was just they never came up with a first name for her, and that's just what we got written on the birth certificate.
Yeah, like or disappeared in the the Pacific Northwestern forest and raised by a bear.
They filled out, yeah.
What's the status on Baby Norman?
What's her
We
baby
still haven't
status?
found her.
So Baby Norman plays at first a ditzy blonde with her boobs pushed up.
Mhm.
Then her brainy sister is the only one who wears glasses, even though they all need them, but she's the only one that will wear them. But she all of a sudden talks like Velma in that role, and she
Jinkies.
likes books.
Yeah.
And then she plays like a goth version of the clone.
Black hair.
And that is and she's got the gothy makeup and the kind of like the old school torn fishnet stocking look and all that stuff. And,
Joker?
And I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe if she get on my nerves. Oh, you good? And you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure that joke landed before I moved on.
Okay.
And
move on.
she also plays the mom. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, it's
Gotta
just
let it breathe, Freddy.
it's it's kind of a fun installment, but plays again like kind of like a porno movie without the parts you watch a porno movie for.
Hmm.
A little bit. The best one is one called Life After Men, which they say for last, which is in a world where women have realized that men are the reason for all the world's troubles and they've wiped them out. And now there's this thing called the server, which runs everything, and everyone has to be on the grid, and they all wear Blackberries on their arm with Velcro. Like the PDA device BlackBerry, and it's about these two that during a storm or something that knocks the server down, they end up at the hotel. These two women, and it's about them kind of what they talk about when they're not being watched by the secret police type characters who turn up later because they suspect that the woman running the hotel is harboring a man somewhere.
Oh.
So that one was, I think, the strongest. It also had the best performance, and also Baby Norman was in that one.
I can't.
And she was actually in that one. I really liked
Let's
the
just call
character
her
in that.
Janice.
Just please, Janice.
Because I'm going to laugh every time you say Baby Norman.
Mm-hmm.
But Aaron Ownby,
BN.
Huh.
BN.
BN instead of Baby Norman. Aaron Ownby, I think, steals the show as far as like she's on Atlanta, that series that Donald Glover does.
Oh, yeah.
On TBS, but she plays kind of like the troublemaker of the couple that have come to the hotel, where she's like, she wants to kind of break out of the system and, meet a man, even though they don't exist.
With blonde hair.
Yeah,
In a town.
I've been here the whole time.
But she's very good.
Yeah.
So are these all tonally different? They're not all comedies or serious?
Oh, it's all comedy.
Sounds like it's got a little feminist edge to it.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
No.
I would say they all have a comic element except for the last one. I didn't think there was. That last one was pretty dire, but it was also the best one.
And Baby Norman showed up in that one.
Baby Norman, yeah. So they work with the same cast, and then Baby Norman's sidekick was in the first one as one of the space chicks.
What did they call? What was?
She was also very good.
This question goes for Andy. I'm sorry, I know it's your review, Freddie.
No,
but I feel
done.
like Andy's going to know this. What was Baby's actual name in Dirty Dancing?
Oh,
Us, Francis.
Baby Norman.
that's right.
He's answered your question.
Francis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Francis.
Sorry. Flip that tonally. That flipped the script
Yeah.
on me there.
That was not what you
That
expected.
was not what I expected. Thank you.
I didn't even know it.
So
You
it was
gotta
Francis,
expect
but they called her Baby.
The
Yeah.
unexpected.
Not Baby Francis.
I watched Dirty Dancing a lot with my
I was
mom.
trying to think if
a great
I knew about
movie.
Baby, what other
It is a
people
great
named
movie.
Baby.
Yeah.
Baby Norman. Okay.
Me and Mike try to do the lift every year.
Yeah.
It never works.
Nope.
It's coming up, though. Try
Although
again.
you fronted me out on last week's podcast, y'all thought
For
I didn't
your little
listen. Yeah.
For your little
I
patoot
heard
toot.
that.
I didn't out you.
I appreciate there were two people that didn't, and Andy actually did give the explanation. I was getting dog licks in the face when that happened.
That's true.
So.
And that makes me fart a lot too.
It makes
So,
me giggle.
I just want to say real quick, Horror Hotel the movie. I'm interested to see where this creative team goes because I think they're still making shorts. But this one is meh.
I hope someday they get to stop working at the shorts factory
Yeah.
long enough to,
To make
their
pants.
dream come true.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody. So that was Freddy's review of Horror
I prefer shorts to pants anyway.
Hotel.
Me too.
Well, yeah, you like your legs to be breathing out there.
Yeah. It also
Bless
means it's a different time of the year.
Mhm.
True. And we're getting there. It's March.
Oh, I wish.
We're not getting there today.
I mean, it's snowing outside, but what are you going to do?
I want to be that guy that wears shorts in 10-degree weather, but I just can't.
I hate it.
I can't stand that guy.
I will say I wear them a little bit longer because I wear them all summer, and then when school starts back up, and I just want to grab something quick to take the kids to school. So it might be, in the 40s, and I'll still wear shorts just to drive my son to school. But at a certain point, I'm like, I got to retire these.
Yeah.
I love the weather when you can wear shorts and like a sweatshirt.
Sweater, yeah.
That's my favorite. I like a
Whether
zip-up
or not.
hoodie. Yes.
I'm going to make some pants that are clear from the knee down. So it's the illusion I'm wearing shorts.
It feels like it would defeat the purpose of shorts. It feels like it's going to get real humid in there.
That sounds
Yeah.
European.
Yeah, it's going to get moist.
But it's still got the warmth.
You're going to be a regular biosphere.
But you get the look of wearing shorts.
Well, maybe he will poke ventilation holes in the plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You could keep crickets in there.
I could proof bread down there.
You could be like a storm. Like
can
there might
have
be
a
storm clouds
terrarium
in your
down there.
pants.
You could also make pants that are like those bikini T-shirts where it just is legs drawn on.
Oh.
Just like fake hairy legs.
I had actually, I don't know if anybody else ever experienced this, but because I love cargo shorts so much, I had the pants that had the zippers.
Yeah, I
Yes.
have those too.
they were convertibles.
They're good for hiking.
All right, you're not talking about what are those things called?
Convertibles.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, we're
Sometimes you wanna
unzip
drive
and
with
zip
your-
shorts.
I
wanna
was
walk with
thinking
your-
of those big like goth pants from the early
Not
2000s.
Jinkos.
Jinko jeans.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
These
what I was thinking
were
of.
these were cargos that you could unzip
Yeah.
the bottoms.
What about
that's handy.
What about just fringe from the knee down?
No.
All the way down.
Yeah, all the way down. Fringe.
Like if you could take your, how great would that be if you could make your jean cut off fringe like go all
Yeah,
the way
that's
to
what
your
I want.
ankle? That'd
So-
be beautiful.
It's I cracked the code, guys. The best of both worlds.
That's what you get you
You
on
did
Project
great.
Runway. We're gonna get you to make that.
All right. Well,
I want to
guess
see these now.
yeah, design them. Do it. Get on Project
You're like,
Runway.
are you wearing pants? I'm like, no, I'm not. And kick my leg up. It's fringe.
You're a fringe designer, Andy.
All right. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna shoot somebody with a movie gun.
Oh.
With one movie bullet. in
Did
it.
Momo tell you to do it?
Yeah. Andy, Momo says, you live.
Thanks, Momo.
Amy, oh, that's me. And I live Kelley.
Momo gotcha.
It's because I wouldn't shove stuff up my butt.
Momo gonna get you.
Well, the funny thing is, I did, and
still.
Momo just wouldn't believe me.
Momo gets frustrated with you. Actually, they're like, I already did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sorry, can't get me, Momo.
I got a recommendation again from a listener, from one of our Beelzebubs, Mark, who we hung out with in Indianapolis. What a sweet feller.
Oh, Mark Watts.
Yes.
What?
He sounds like a drummer from like a rock band in the 70s.
Yeah, he turns it up with Watts.
It's called The Witch in the Window. It's on Shudder.
Oh, I heard this was good.
Yeah?
Simon
I
his...
saw that one based on, I think, on his recommendation.
Oh.
Yes, it's really good. You're going to like it.
Nice.
I guarantee it.
Simon and his estranged 12-year-old son, Finn, head to Vermont to repair an old farmhouse and hopefully their relationship. But shortly after arriving, they learn of the previous owner, an infamously cruel woman named Lydia, who may have never left. And as Simon makes repairs, he's also making Lydia's spirit stronger.
Ooh.
Until a terrifying encounter leaves him doubting whether he can protect his son from the evil that's making its way into their heads and hearts.
Oh, that does sound pretty good.
I do want to discuss this this writing on this synopsis because there's a comma splice. Okay, it's fine.
It's on Shudder.
It's fine.
Is it a Shudder original?
Yeah.
Shudder.
Shudder?
Who just released a trailer for their new Critters show.
It's a show?
Mm-hmm.
Like a television show?
Yep. Oh. Critters, the new binge.
All right, well, we'll be right back.
I'm excited for you.
This week's main attraction is the original 1953 Invaders from Mars, directed by William Cameron Menzies.
Jesus Christ.
What an interesting day for
funny.
names.
Baby Norman
We got
and
Baby
Menzies.
Norman and Menzies.
Written by screenplay by Richard Blake, based on the story by John Tucker Battle. And if you don't know who
Did you say
Menzies
based on the
is-
play?
Story.
Oh.
Please tell me he has an aunt named Florence.
Oh, I hope so. William Cameron Menzies is probably most famous for being the production designer on Gone with the Wind. So this guy has some serious
You
cred.
can see it.
You can.
You
That's
can
why I brought it up.
absolutely see it in this movie. I
Yeah.
thought that.
That's of the fence leading in the
yes,
pathway.
that
Yeah,
fence.
all the
seemed
production
very-
design,
Yes.
yeah.
What's super weird is I remember the original version of this
In
being
black
in
and
black
white?
and white.
Me too. That's what I said. We stopped it because I was like, wait a minute, did they colorize this? And I'd missed the caption at the beginning that said filmed
Filmed
in...
in color.
Yeah, it was filmed on a single strip Technicolor maybe, or one of those.
Maybe they showed it in black and white on TV.
Maybe you just had a black and white TV.
Yeah, it's possible. I saw it on a black and white.
Well,
TV.
yeah, we
We
definitely
have
had
black and white.
one.
Maybe when you were a child, you were completely colorblind.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I only remember bits and pieces of this, and I wasn't even 100% sure I'd seen the original, but I had.
Yes.
I had never seen it.
And Amy.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was goofy as all get out, but I mean, I don't think it was supposed to be a blockbuster. Like,
I don't know. I
Big
think it
deal.
might have supposed
It was
to be
kind- it was a
a
little bit-
Might have supposed
blockbuster.
to?
I
Might have supposed to.
It was supposed to be a spectacle movie. They even wanted to make it in 3D originally. Supposedly, that's the rumor. I don't know why people were like, "No, we didn't," but like, I think it's because they didn't want to admit they failed to do it.
I thought the kid was really good.
He was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was
And
the
not
best part
annoying,
of the
and he could have
movie.
been.
He was,
I kept
he was so
making-
plucky.
He was plugging. I kept making this joke throughout the whole movie where like people would come up and be like, "We've heard you've got a really big dick for a kid your size." And then like he was just like losing his mind on all the adults because nobody could get anything right, and he's just like, "Get the fuck out of here! Where's my parents?"
Honestly, they really
Don't talk about little kid dick, please.
I'll talk about it
Thank
all
you.
day, all night, all day every day.
The adults in this movie, like, what frustrates me about movies where the kids see the thing and they're trying to convince people is that the adults never want to listen. In this one, the adults were like, "Oh, really?
They listen too easily.
Oh, wow. Well,
I
we got to
think
do something about
Part
that."
of the reason for that is like, well, the setting of this is okay. What's the family name? The
McLeans.
The McLeans. I'm missing
John, Holly.
Yeah. The McLeans live in kind of like this farmhouse, but the dad is an engineer working for the government,
They're on like a base, I think.
Yeah, so it's almost like they're either on base housing or close to the actual base where they're doing all these experiments. I think that's why when the little boy Johnny Big Dick,
David,
Gary, played by Jimmy Hunt, Gary Big Dick,
this kid did have big dick energy.
He did.
Can a kid have that?
I mean,
No.
you look at this little David McLean and you know he fucks. This kid fucks.
I was studying a big dick. A kid his size. I didn't say anything else.
What a very prescient podcast, because all this child touching's in the news right now.
In the nude.
In the nude. That was a Freudian slip. I don't think about naked kids. I swear, Momo made me did it.
Seriously though, it is a problem in our country.
Yes.
Momo's back.
And beyond.
Momo
Momo challenge.
All right, come on.
Yeah, so it stands to reason. Long story short, get to my point. The kids,
Well, yes, there's
they
secret
believe him.
government shit going on already.
because
It-
they
it
know there's
lends-
some weird shit.
Yeah, it lends some credibility because it's almost like they kind of maybe already knew about some stuff happening. Because like when he first tells his dad's like, "Oh, son, you goofball," but then he goes in, starts putting on his robe. He's like, "I gotta go look at this."
Yeah. Because I almost feel like he knows that there's a possibility that something's gone haywire
and
out
he
there.
trusts this kid, which is nice. And there are other adults who knew him because he was real into astronomy and science. And they're like, he's not a doofy kid.
He was a real nerd burger.
Yeah, he's a nerd burger. Nobody likes him.
I love that too, where he gets up at. This has in common with a lot of other movies that I love, like Explorers and stuff, where the kid's bedroom are like it's like the doorway to the imagination.
Yeah.
He's got the telescope set up. He sets his alarm for 4 a.m. just to see a certain cosmic event happen. His dad comes in to join him, and there's like a nice kind of bonding moment
Until his mom comes in and breaks it all up because it's so early.
She's just cranky because she has to go to bed in full makeup and hair.
And heels.
I enjoy her like whatever Connecticut accent or her like early American white, whatever that is.
Wasp.
It's like people talk about, let's go back to the good old days.
I know
Oh
about
my
that.
God, I don't want to talk like that.
I don't want to have to dress like that.
I don't want to have to wear like dress pants and shirts every day.
Come on now, boys. It's time for you to go to bed.
Although I do
wish
want to
you'd
know where
learn
the
to mind your own
haircut,
goddamn business.
the tight and curly haircut comes from.
I did like that haircut.
Oh, the
Yeah.
hairstyle is fantastic.
Yeah, but where does that come from? How do you get that to happen?
Curlers.
It's just natural curls, right? I think
genetics.
You
Could I
have
do
it,
that
don't
if I
you?
did?
You sort of have it, Mikey.
Okay.
But did people just
I love it.
honestly talk like that back then?
Just in movies.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know. It was just
There's a certain style and cadence, I think, to the old timey that yes.
It's almost English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the way she speaks.
I feel like this has actually been. I feel like I read an article about this once or something. I don't really remember it because I think it was boring. But I feel like I read an article about like the weird like that speaking style.
I remember like going and visiting my grandma and then figuring like I was finding new words that were fancy talk.
Yeah.
And then trying to bring those to school and to be impressive when I was like young and no one understood what
To
how I
drive
was
away all
saying.
your friends.
Them don't like no fancy talk.
Exactly. Like words like memorandum
Memorandum.
or Davenport. Like
Home with Davenport.
I would like
Michael, can you read this memorandum for me before you go back to school?
Yes. I can.
I'm Catherine Hepburn.
So Hillary Brooke, who played the mom, who sounds English, and everybody looked at her as if she were this classy English person. Long Island.
Ah.
She's from Long Island.
I'm from Long Island.
Like,
Ronkonkoma Beach.
she's like, okay, we're going to go into town, and she's wearing, like, gloves.
Yeah. That's how you do it. when
You live
go
in the
to
middle
town.
of shithole America.
And she had to sleep upright to keep them curls intact.
I know.
But that's not too far. Like you watch a Hitchcock movie or whatever, and all
I
those
get it.
ladies are running in to
But
do
still-
some kind
but
of
I'm saying-
errand.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
Why?
It's an exhausting time to be in.
Why did we do that?
It's like when people say, we used to dress up to go fly.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
that shit.
And another thing in these 50s
Yeah, you didn't have
movies,
to take your shoes off.
I know.
whenever you see 50s movies and they travel, they only have one suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they pack their shit?
They don't have as much shit.
So they just wore like 2 dresses the whole time?
All they have in that suitcase is Brill cream, sock garter belts,
Bay
and,
rum aftershave.
yeah, some
Shoe
Bay
polish.
rum,
Burma
some shoe
shave.
polish in case they
Burma
want to
shave.
put on blackface. because that's what they were doing.
Only
Let's
if they
be
were
real.
a Virginian.
You went to whatever place that you got to. You went to the dress shop and you bought a new outfit once you got there.
So you come home with a lot of shit then?
No, you leave it there.
No,
Yeah, you swap them out.
Yeah.
It was like Cracker Barrel audiobooks.
I was just about to say that.
What a wasteful
Sorry.
time.
Yeah.
No, it was a great
you get a
time. because
refund.
You were,
Somebody else got to
you
wear it.
somebody
switch
got to
out.
wear it,
So
yeah.
you rent clothes?
Yeah, dry
It was a
cleaners were
clothing
your
exchange.
stations for. Yeah.
It's like a library or something.
Yeah.
It is.
It was an exchange.
Yeah. That's right.
It's like it's like
have you-
Secret Santa.
Have you ever done the tour of in our what's the train station that we have here called?
Union Terminal.
Yes, have you ever done the tour where you can go and like see pictures
Yeah.
of like the famous people who've gotten through, and everybody is in full suits
Yeah, but
and
they only had one suitcase.
well.
I'm just so confused
They
about
weren't
the
as fat, so
I'm just
clothes
so
were
conf-
smaller.
I also think that you probably wore that suit that you were wearing or that dress maybe multiple times.
That-
All right,
that's
listen.
just-
I don't have any live grandparents. Anybody out there with live grandparents? Ask them.
My grandma I just visited, and she's
Yeah.
97 years old.
Okay.
She'd be the one to talk
balls.
to.
Yes.
Good for
That's
her.
insane.
It seemed like an
Yes.
exhausting time to be in.
Yeah.
Yes, and she does wear her pajamas, full pajamas. to
Again,
bed.
pajamas. I don't understand pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I think it's when you don't want your kid to see you dragging your dick around the house.
Drag.
Because you know
Well,
that
the
dad's got to
family.
have a big dick, too.
Oh yeah.
Those the big dick kids don't come from nowhere.
For his size.
But when
Yeah.
when did T-shirts become in fashion?
The 70s.
I mean, they were undershirts before
They were
that, right?
undershirts,
And then
but I mean-
one day some guy wore it without the...
Greasers wore them.
Yeah. They were like,
What
I'm
I-
not a businessman. Hey, yo.
What I love
kids
is that we
probably wore
spent
'em.
probably 20 minutes talking about fashion in the 50s.
It's a big part of it.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, so the kid sees a thing, and then he's like, "Whoa!" And then he goes talks to scientists, and then
Well, here,
I don't know.
they call the observatory whatever. You know who answers the phone? She's not credited. But
It looks. There's so much phallic stuff, by the way, going on. When
Oh
that-
my gosh! When that thing opens
Is it-
up and comes
the
out,
big, the big
turn
head
it
of the
on.
Telescope?
penis. Well, it's like a huge penis head, and then
Yeah.
it opens up, and then there's a secondary penis
Yeah.
inside that goes up.
yeah, when
And
it
that
opened,
camera had
I-
no time. Oh, sorry.
Oh no! I just said to Amy, I was like, sexy.
Yeah, that's what
The
I
minute
went
that
on.
thing started spreading open and a telescope popped out of it.
I went on and on about it.
Camera could just perseverate on that shot for a long time.
It's funny that we all had that same thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was interested by the music they played during the secondary penis opening scene.
Yeah, it almost
dramatic.
It felt really weirdly like
sexy.
Look at this penis.
Well, it's like blooming. Like
Yeah.
it was like the you know that music. that they-
I know exactly what you mean. Yes, it was like they were presenting
You know
it.
that music they play during spring?
Yeah.
And like it's like, very bucolic and nice. That's what they were playing when
Pastoral.
Yeah, it was nature film music.
that's when
Yeah.
that's what they were playing when the secondary penis was opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, here, my penis is blooming for you.
Our
kinda got
bodies
that,
are
like-
Martian selves.
H.R. Geiger from Aliens with like the mouth that comes out of the mouth kind of thing. Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
The operator, the lady, the secretary that answers the phone. Do you guys know who that was?
Who was it?
Did you recognize her? Were you like, there's something familiar about that woman that answers
Nobody
the phone?
said that, but you. Who was it?
It was Mrs. June Cleaver from Leave It to
Yes, I was. The voice
Barbara
sounded very
Billingsley?
familiar.
Beaver. Yeah,
No shit.
yeah.
I did not pick up on it.
Get the
Yeah.
goddamn fuck
At first,
outta
I was
here.
like, "Is that Donna Reed?" And I was like, "No, that's not right."
Yeah.
It was Mrs. Cleaver, mom of Beaver.
She's got such a relaxing voice.
She does.
So
She's
it-
also the voice of Nanny in the Muppet Babies.
That was her.
the Muppet Babies.
Barbara
Muppet
Billingsley.
Babies.
So the aliens, the Martians, have taken over, and the kid realizes it when his dad comes home
And
from
backhands
being
him.
and is an asshole,
Right.
and he sees the scar on the back of his neck, and he's like,
Yeah.
"This ain't right. Dad's being a bitch."
He's like, maybe that's why Dad's so mad. He like dropped something on his neck.
And he sees the cops that were there looking for him. They also have the scar on the back of the neck, and they're being real weird. And like he goes running around town trying to get somebody to help him.
Yeah.
And he finally finds some people.
Child psychologist.
And she was just a doctor. She wasn't a child.
Oh, I thought she was a
psychologist.
psychologist.
Nope, she was just a doctor.
Oh, okay.
A
Just
lady doctor.
A doctor.
Yeah, no.
But a doctor
Yeah.
that was a lady, so she had to deal with the kid shit.
Lots of brain hemorrhage
I
diagnosis.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, his neighbor, the little girl next door, turns into the bad seed.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was like a pretty creepy scene, actually.
I
thought.
love
It was.
There, did you catch that scene where he's talking about her and he's like, the little girl that burned her house down, and they're like, "Where does she live?" And he's like, "In the house that she burnt down." She burnt it down.
And later, they're like, she just died. It was like somebody poleaxed her. I was like, poleaxing was the first thing that came to mind?
That was actually surprising that they killed off the little girl in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was
Well,
crazy
she's
is
a filthy, dirty, extraterrestrial controlled zombie.
That's I feel like that's some kind of build a wall movie. All those filthy aliens.
Oh, I see. It could be.
I love the color palette. It's very art. I kept saying that this felt like a play to me almost, like some of the like blocking and just like the framing of scenes.
Yeah.
There's a scene where there's two cops talking, and there's one looking at the camera straight on, and then the other one is in the foreground, and his face like frames the scene, and it was either like a play or like a comic book, like the way it was framed. It was pretty
That's
cool.
really neat. Yeah. There's a lot of-
what is happening is the UFO is under the sand pit in this town. And anybody who gets close, they just swallow them up,
Well-
implant them, and then send them back out.
After their beautiful singing voice is
Well,
initiated.
The
Yes, the
sounds.
chorus of Martian.
Are you doing Little Mermaid?
Yeah, that's a Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was terrified of the sand traps when I was a kid. I remember that being like super scary to me.
Sand traps and quicksand in general.
I thought that was a good effect. The sand
Mm-hmm.
going down the hole.
It was a neat way to tell the story, and I like because it's. What?
I didn't mean to be sexual.
Me and Andy exchanged a glance.
We got a couple children in the room.
But did they just like reverse the film or something like that?
They had a tarp and they cut a hole in the middle of it, and then they put it into like a funnel type thing, and then they let the sand run through it to do where they were throwing people in, and then they would just film it in reverse for the when they would close.
I feel like they reused a lot of shots. Also, did you guys notice that throughout the movie?
Reused?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really. I mean, there was some stock footage of military.
Well,
stuff
definitely
in there.
stock footage, but
The painted scenes, like the gate where they run up and down from, definitely looks like they reused.
I gotta
that
talk about
background.
that because that's one of my most iconic. In Toby Hooper, really, he matches that set exactly in the remake. Which, by the way, the remake is one of my all-time.
I
favorite
also love
movies.
the remake.
It's so good.
It's really good.
That is like an iconic scene. That would be a great painting. I hope somebody's done it somewhere so I can pick it up. If not, I'll do it myself.
get it tattooed on your chest.
Yeah.
All right on my chest, right above my balls, and then I'll put like my belly button will be the sinkhole in the sand.
Are your balls right below your chest?
Yes.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
I'm
And you can just
sure-
carry
I'm
around
real
sand in your
compact.
pocket. And
He has
Yeah,
no
I
torso.
just do that.
He
Yeah.
has no torso.
His beans are above his Frank.
Yeah.
Or his Frank's
How'd you
above
get the beans
his,
above the Frank?
his beans are above his Frank.
She had to think about it.
I did.
No, but that shot of the fence running off into that's very Gone with the Wind.
Yes, very, very.
Yeah. But like the hill, there's something eerie about the way it looks from the house. Like when you go to get an eye exam, you ever notice that they do the farmhouse thing, and it reminded me of that.
It
too.
definitely had a really weird look to it too. I think because of the way it was filmed, whatever that color transfer, or whatever. I think it was probably relatively new tech.
Yeah, I'm sure it was mostly a painting, right? The background.
Oh, there were so many paintings.
Yeah. But I think that adds to it.
Oh,
And
I
also,
loved it.
The storm the first night. The setup for this movie gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, no, it's I really enjoy. I mean, aside from the goofiness, which you can't get away from in any movie from the 50s, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
You see so many of our like directors that are like Spielberg and Lucas or whatever. Like they're so you can tell how inspired they were from this film. Sure.
I would say that Ed Wood too. He tried to make. I feel like he was almost trying to make this movie when he made Plan 9.
Yep.
They can show you like how fine a line there is between
an Ed Wood and a Menzies.
Yeah, Ed Wood nearly Menzies.
So when the army gets involved very quickly and wonderfully, and it was very patriotic.
Oh man!
All the army getting ready and coming in.
I had to keep reminding myself that it wasn't ironic.
Oh, yeah.
Like that it wasn't like
We're in a different era
trying
now.
to be subversive. I was like, I really did. I was like, oh man, this is they really mean this.
This is just a few years after World War II is over.
I was like, this is a Cold War movie. This is.
I have to say that was like one of my problems with the movie, that it happened too fast.
That people believe the kid right away, and the army's like, run our fucking way.
Yeah, it was like the army within the first like 20 minutes.
But
like,
see, I appreciated that because I don't want to dick around
Well,
for
like,
half an hour with nobody believing in
The
doing anything.
runtime on this is such a gift.
it's an hour and, hour and 18 minutes.
Yes.
Well, and I do feel like again the fact that they're basically either on a base or near a base. Adds to how much they could mobilize.
I understand that part. That's why they got involved so fast. But I never felt like a threat from the aliens. That's why it was more. It wasn't.
That dad backhanded the shit
scary
out
to
of his
me.
kid.
You know, I feel like when I think one of my favorite third act moments after all the military stuff starts coming in is when the two go to steal the suitcase of plutonium or whatever it is.
That was totally so weird.
Well, when
it was like hijinks.
Yeah,
it was
when
like
they shot
Three Stooges or something.
and they blew up, and then they cut to. It was such a Futurama moment when they cut to the general, and he's like blown to bits.
Yep, she was blown to bits.
to shreds, you say?
Yeah, it was
almost
the Shred You Say moment.
Like they needed a comedy bit there because there's the two soldiers right before they run out of there that like look at each other and like say like I don't know, I can't remember the line. I was just looking up for the quote, but it's a hilarious line of like
the guys
when he's on the phone, when the general's on the phone talking, he's like, she was blown to bits.
I think that's
okay.
The scene you talk about, they're shooting at the people that are running away with the suitcase, and the two soldiers are like, "Gee willikers!" But it's just so. I guess that's what they said in the 50s
in movies.
Yeah, but like hearing them say it so like earnestly, like, "Oh my God, gee whiz! Oh my lord!"
What the fuck?
Yeah, stuff like that. It just seems so weird coming from these soldiers.
Well,
that are supposed to be like,
it's fun to redo it the way you would say it. That's what we were doing all night when we watched it.
The only in earnestness could they say the line, "Throw the grenade in the puss," and you just
throw it right in there, puss.
Right in the puss.
Right in the puss.
Right in the puss.
Wholesome. It's a wholesome film.
It was just weird wholesomeness. It's
There
like
was speaking of weird wholesomeness, the kid, like the one guy's gonna go figure out how to disable the or track the implants so they can find the aliens, they can find the people and everything. And the little kid's like, please save my parents. And the guy, the military guy just looks at him and just pats him on the head and then gets in the car.
And he's like, you don't have parents anymore.
that was a really sweet scene because he said, "Please God, please save my parents."
Yeah, that was sad.
And he really was wanted to convince everybody. He's like, no, they're good people.
Yeah,
they love
really
my
mad.
parents.
The coldest couple I've ever seen is what I'm saying.
Even though the dad like backhanded him when he was an alien across the room.
Can we jump back to puss for a second?
Sure.
Just real quickly to what you were saying. When I was a kid, that was a word you heard sometimes in cartoons, like, you're a sourpuss.
Yeah.
And or I've heard pickle puss, and that's significant to this because when I was in third grade, not third grade, I was younger than that, probably second grade maybe, and I called someone at school a pickle puss. I didn't know the word pussy.
Good.
Like, I just didn't know it. Now, by third grade,
point.
I was cursing horrifically. I said the F word.
What a big change from a year.
Constantly. But in second grade, I just didn't know what a pussy was. Like, sex was not I just had no idea. So pickle puss to me meant nothing. Like, it was just a cartoon word. And all these kids were like, "Oh, did you hear what he called you? He said you're the thing that's between your legs." And I had no idea what anyone was. I was like, I couldn't figure out what it was I'd said that set off this string of
That's adorable.
Yeah.
It really is.
Anyway.
That's not real uncommon for, kids to say things that, like, they know have shock value, have zero idea what they actually mean.
Yeah.
But I don't think the puss in this context means the puss that those kids are interpreting. I think you were right on your earnestness of...
Yes, you were
I
correct.
was,
A
yes.
pickle puss would be totally different than...
Yeah, they just knew pussy because they're pleased.
That, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the lady doctor and the kid get sucked
Thank
up.
you, Mike.
Yeah.
I want to
get
heal you of
sucked up.
that memory.
I feel
And
better.
they're in the tunnels. And then the military actually gets down in there, but they realize that the aliens are moving around and stuff. But meanwhile, lady and kid get kidnapped by the are they wearing like a velvet onesie?
More or
The
less.
aliens with three fingers.
I thought they were painter suits, just painted
Yeah.
green.
They were definitely a little baggy.
And then all the walls were made of condoms, blown up condoms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which Amy was like, why didn't they just use balloons? And I was like, I don't know. I guess because balloons look like balloons and condoms look like something else.
No, they definitely just look like a bunch of balloons.
Yeah. But they're so clear.
Okay.
I feel like there's a clarity. There's a reason I feel like filmmakers always, maybe it's just they're perverts. All filmmakers are like, I just want to put my mouth in a condom so bad and blow it up and then cover it in shellac and make men in big painted green face
Directors and Howie Mandel.
stumble around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought when I was a kid that the big head was a woman. I don't think I realized till this time that is a male actor.
Oh,
It is?
really?
The big giant head.
Are you
I guess
sure
it's
about
pretty,
that?
It's pretty
I'm not, well, because they said he.
interpretive.
Oh, the character.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the performer is female. I
Is-
think,
oh, okay.
I think she was a munchkin in Wizard of Oz.
All right, well, that makes me feel better because I always
I'll
thought
check.
so.
It was like the alien, the big head alien, is supposed to be the
Big headed alien.
Excuse me.
most. Is supposed to be the most evolved
It's a regular mother brain.
It's kind of like the Borg. Yeah, or Mother Brain.
Yeah.
in what is happening.
It's actually
is
very much like the Borg when you think about it.
because America has decided to put a bomb in space to threaten other countries from attacking America. The Martians felt threatened by that because they're like, you could fuck our shit up, so we're gonna come fuck your shit up first. And then they kidnapped the lady and the boy, and they were gonna put an implant in her. And then then there's some Keystone Coppin with the.
Are you making a connection here that this movie is timeless, Amy?
It's timeless.
You think Trump watched this movie and said Space Force?
Space Force. He did.
Ugh.
I have it on good authority. I'm best friends with Ivanka.
There's no way Trump has ever watched this movie.
He's never
Like,
watched
stop.
a movie.
I mean, other than the ones he's been in.
Home Alone 2. Just
He
all
watched
the
his
time.
part. Yeah.
Little Rascals.
hmm
I really wish somebody would put an implant in the back of his neck and then blow his head up.
hmm It'd be great, right?
I do wish
Are
that.
you sure they haven't put the implant?
Then hurry up and blow his
They
shit
put the
up.
Manchurian implant. Yeah.
I don't mean that.
The
NSA.
the head alien was
That's what I do.
an actor named Lucy Potter or Luce Potter.
Oh, nice.
She was from Chihuahua, Mexico.
That's right.
Chihuahua.
Yep, she was in The Great Gildersleeve. We're all
Mhm.
big fans of that around here, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
She was married to Edwin Midge Potter,
Good.
and she died November 21st, 2005 in Rancho Mirage at 90.
So as I don't know what else you guys want to talk about, but I want to talk about the end where they're running out of the tunnels or running away from the tunnel because they're going to blow up the ship. That the entire movie replays
Yeah.
through David's recollections as he's running.
Right. Well, because it's like he's waking up from his dream.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, okay, I get it. Movie.
He's waking up. They do that Citizen Kane over the,
Yeah.
like that double negative.
All right, I get that.
Although they didn't need to.
They did not need to.
And we glossed over also the other use of little people in this movie is when the Martians come out and the army has gotten down into the tunnels. The actors playing the Martians, who are medium-sized people, are throwing doubles that are little people dressed as the soldiers around.
Oh,
Make
is that
them
how
look
they did
bigger.
that? Because I
Yeah.
thought they
Yeah.
were like real big. I was like, they must have hired a
Yeah, I
bunch of
didn't-
like basketball
They
players.
did. It was really seamless almost. Cause I didn't,
So you know they're little people.
the minute
I
he
didn't-
pointed it out, I was like, I
yeah,
see
but
it.
I didn't see it at first. But then,
Yeah.
like, looking back on it, it's pretty obvious.
Are we all full of snot in this room right now?
I think so.
Because I'm a little congested.
It's
not
Andy's
right.
coughing over there.
I gotta take my leave
This is a hotbed.
decongestant.
Anyway, if you're wondering what all that sneezing and snotting is, listener, we are sorry.
I did leave the room to blow my nose.
You did
listener. I
great.
did that for you.
We're an ASMR podcast now.
I
That's what
left
we
the
do.
room to blow my bottom.
hmm
It's true, he did. So everything works out in the end, and it's a dream. That kind of pissed me off.
Well, but then it's not, because
but
then he
then it
sees.
starts.
Yeah, that's one of the great things.
Then
about
he wakes
it.
up again, and then the alien ship is coming in.
So
So
it
like,
was all premonition.
is he in Groundhog Day?
I was about to say, what if it's his Groundhog Day?
It's almost like they decided that the people that were watching this movie could take a little bit more, because at the beginning of the movie they set you up really to be like, it's all okay, because this kid's probably just dreaming, because he does a lot of like in and out of his dreams, and his no. So you're like kind of almost always going, it's just a dream. But then at the end it's like, hey, it could have just been a dream, everything's okay, start it over again. I think people can handle this, which I can appreciate for movies that don't give you the most cozy, comfy endings.
No, they're like, this kid's gonna have to go through this all over again, and I felt bad for him.
Or maybe he's been crystallized and doesn't even know it, and that's what the doom of being crystallized really is all about, Amy.
Yeah.
His head's been blown up.
We'll bring it back to Mike Doherty
Dougherty?
or Doggerty.
I don't know.
It's Doherty.
I feel like he's got a similar the ending of Krampus in particular.
Oh yeah,
They all kind of go into that and Time Bandits, and like there's a certain quality to those children.
like
in
it's
peril.
okay. Whoop, just kidding.
Right.
No, it's not.
I love that. As a kid, that really always just got under my skin. That sort of ending, because then you're like, well, I'm gonna like Invaders from Mars, especially the remake, gave me such horrible nightmares about in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, same thing, where my neighborhood was being replaced by aliens. Except in my dream, they were always green. So I'm like, why don't you guys notice that John down the street is green? He has a fucking antenna coming out of his head now.
Yeah. I had that with Enemy Mine. Do you remember when those commercials started coming on the TV and they were like people that you were supposed to know, and then there were actually aliens underneath?
You're thinking Enemy Mine's the one with Dennis Quaid. And
Which
Willis
one am I
Jr.
thinking of?
Where
Save me, Freddy.
is it not Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
No, it was a television show.
What was it?
Oh, was it V?
No, loved V. This is different.
Is it X?
Describe it again.
They were like
L?
common people, but then underneath their skin they were aliens, and you didn't know. I thought it was enemy.
Come
Not They
Heads.
Live. Well, you said it's
No,
a TV
it was
show.
a TV show.
It
Like
sounds
on-
like V to me.
Small Wonder?
It sounds a lot
Definitely not
like V.
V, because I loved V. I have the action
Alf.
figure still.
We could be doing this all day. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna try to think about it, Mike.
Nope, it's okay.
The only
Let's
other
help.
there's Alien Nation, and they did do a War of the Worlds TV show on Fox.
Oh, the
for a
War of the
minute.
Worlds TV show is great. Where they ended up underground. The guy was in the wheelchair. That might have been it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. That was a great
yeah.
show.
It only ran for like two seasons.
Yeah.
I think
I enjoyed this film.
I did too.
It was fun.
I did too.
I mean, there were moments where you're like, okay.
Amy's never seen Toby Hooper's version, so we're gonna have to do that.
I've never seen either.
It's
Yeah, I
really
haven't.
it's
I
great.
haven't either.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Is it like
This is-
so great?
It's my favorite of his movies. It's that and Poltergeist.
Better than Texas Chainsaw?
I like it more than Texas Chainsaw.
Well, here's the thing. I don't like it better, but
Yeah.
it is a better movie. Well, it's a better directed movie. Like Texas Chainsaw, I don't feel like he had to do all that much. You know what I mean? A lot of the things were just there. Like, I'm not trying to take away from it, angry Texas Chainsaw fans, because
Right.
I love that movie. But I do think that of the movies of his I've seen, Invaders from Mars is the most competently and artistically directed, because, as you know, I don't believe he directed Poltergeist at all. So I don't count that one. But I would say that's obviously that if we're going to count him as the director.
Of Poltergeist?
Yes.
I decided I have to.
Do you? All right, well.
Because there's enough people from the set that say he did the directing.
But there's so many that say he didn't.
I know. I feel like
All
you
right.
have to split
You know,
the difference.
this film, I feel like the first time I ever watched this film was on Fritz the Night Owl, because he would do. I grew up in Columbus, and that was our horror host, and I feel like this was a kind of a horror host go-to film.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was on USA. I feel like that's how I originally watched it. But I think this is where, like, I remember every year circling in the JCPenney toy catalog a telescope, because it was a telescope that I wanted to be able to wake up and see, like, the moon and see it at different times, and also be able to make sure if aliens were coming, I was the first to know.
You're
so.
on the forefront.
Good, the great cozy memories of this film. So great choice.
Did you guys find it at all interesting that the giant, like, Hubble-style space telescope, whatever, that they used that to spy on the neighbors at one point in this movie? Where he's just like, you think, like, do
the
they
Hubble
go?
was like a satellite.
What did I say? I meant the
Just a big ass
the
telescope.
big
The
ass
observation
observatory,
telescope.
The big penis head.
Yes.
the big penis head thing, where the telescope comes out and then he's like, he lowers it till it's parallel with everyone's houses.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just gonna go ahead and look around town.
You think he's a creep?
Well, I'm thinking like one. I doubt those telescopes go to that angle, 180 degrees.
He's the one that designed it.
But he may be a pervert.
Yeah.
Also, like,
He
do you
might be
feel
a
like
redneck.
he could set it low enough that it could just look into town?
Yeah, oh yeah, all the time.
Those are the most pressing science questions from this movie. For
That's
me.
how come he didn't know the Martians were coming. He was too busy looking at Mrs.
Mrs.
Swaybacks.
McLean, yeah, Mrs. Swaybacks.
Taking off her girdle.
Yeah.
You know.
That was the hottest thing to do. All right, everybody. That was Invaders from Mars. What's our film for next week?
Next week we've decided Mars Attacks, I believe. Is that right?
I have never seen that.
Oh, has anybody else a newbie?
I haven't seen like 20 years.
Yeah,
It's a long time.
This actually is what made me think we should do a Martian month. Was I was watching that on the plane.
I'm excited.
Recently.
I'm excited to look for references to this movie in Mars Attacks.
Well, there's part of me that kind of wishes, we did get our Patreon selection as well.
Yeah.
From Zach. It's the Mars, the Angry Red Planet, I believe is the name of it.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen, so I'm
Me
really
neither.
excited about that. So I'm wondering if there are connections between that and Mars Attacks as well. Dustin Chisholm has been sending me a lot of interesting tidbits about Mars Attacks that I think we can work into the show too.
Nice.
So
Fun.
should be fun.
Or the tack.
Yeah. Also, Michael J. Fox is in it, so
Was he really?
that's concurrent
I
with
love him now. I mean,
yeah.
again,
Christina
I re-fell
Applegate's in
love.
it too. Christina
Yeah.
Applegate, Michael J. Fox,
So many people.
Jack Black, Tom Jones, Jack Nicholson.
Everybody's in this
Carrie
fucking
Bradshaw.
movie.
Carrie Bradshaw.
What about Baby Norman? Is she in it?
Baby Norman
Baby
in it?
Norman, Adult Norman,
Adult Norman. All right, so at the end of
Preteen Johnson. Oh no. That was not on
He's got a
purpose.
huge dick for kid size. That's what I heard.
Freddie Morris.
How many stages of life are we going to go through? Like,
I don't know.
Fetus Smith or something?
Fetus Smith.
Fetus Smith. Fetus Smith. Wide receiver, University of Iowa.
All right, at the end of every show, we say hi to our Beelzebubs. Again, if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com.
Zygote Jones.
/NOTLP. Again, we're going to say, what's up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff.
Welcome to
Welcome to the club.
the club. Everybody's
You'll
having
find us
fun in
in
the
the club.
club.
Thanks so much for being a patron. You guys, especially you Beelzebubs, are just near and dear to our hearts.
You got Jimmy B.
Hey, Jamie B. I hope everything's good in your world and that your backyard is free of aliens.
Jeremy, Cassie, and Gamora.
All three of them woke up with Ms. McLean's hair this morning, and we don't know how they did it.
Wow.
But they look fabulous.
You got Amanda.
Amanda, I know you're using a highly powered telescope to spy on me.
I'm wearing your IDWIW shirt that you got made. Amanda, so
But
thank you.
I won't change my habits.
So she saw you poop a lot?
Well, there's no way to look in through my bathroom window. It's opaque.
That's how strong the telescope is.
Yeah. Ooh.
It
through
comes through
walls.
walls. She can see your skeleton, actually.
Sees that
Wow.
IR technology. It's new
That's
stuff.
amazing.
Hey, Amanda, how are my bones looking? We got Mandy.
Mandy, stay away from that sand trap.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're dressed in a 1950s police uniform, you'll still hop into it, and you'll look surprised even though you clearly hopped into it.
We got Ernest.
Ernie, if you could, if you're close to this part of the world, so maybe you could travel to Chihuahua, Mexico, and visit the birthplace of Lucy
Potter,
who played the head.
And then it's probably not too far from, where'd you say, Rancho Mirage?
Yeah, Rancho Mirage is where she passed away.
So you could do a whole, Lucy,
You play a Potter.
yeah, Lucy Potter. What's her name?
You could do a Luce or Luce Potter celebrity tour.
Yeah.
You could start in Chihuahua and work your way up to Rancho Mirage.
You could set that up. That could be your business. You get
Yeah.
like one person every 3 years.
But you charge them a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To stay afloat.
It's a
like a-
$10,000 tour.
Yeah.
We got Tree and Alex. Thanks again, Alex, for your recommendation.
Yeah, thank you. That's really fun. We love getting recommendations from the listeners for Roulette because Amy will pick the worst thing she can find.
Calm down. That is not true.
I'm just kidding. She does, though.
Brandon Boone.
Brandon, I love you. Thanks for congratulating us on our Rondo nomination. That was
Oh,
very
yeah, we were
sweet.
nominated for Rondo.
Yeah. A rando.
A Rando Rondo.
Which is, I think the ballot says 2018 on it, that when I put that link up. So
I didn't pay attention.
I hope that's a legit or current ballot. Maybe we weren't nominated. And we're
I
like,
thought so.
thanks for nominating us last year. I don't know if it's the 2018 awards are being voted on now, and that's why I don't know. Anyways,
Well, that makes sense.
we've
It's the
been
year
nominated
before.
several times, which is always
For what?
fun. Best multimedia site.
Oh.
Bill.
Bill, how's New York? You eating
Is it still there?
Eating big slices up there? Yeah, saying figura about it to people randomly on the street.
Freddy, that was weak. Blake.
I love you, Blake.
Oh.
Yeah, I just love that you get that big dick energy.
Yeah. He does. He has real big dick energy.
We got Mark.
Oh, Mark is also
Marky
responsible
Dubs.
for next week's election. So
Yes.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Protecting us from Amy. Once again.
The first line of defense.
Yeah.
And finally, Elise.
Elise.
Hope she's feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that she got taken over by one of those little probes in the back of her neck, right?
No, that's not it.
Hmm.
That's
Thank
not it at all.
goodness.
But she did get probed recently.
Heyo!
Bing!
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Did you use your primary or secondary penis?
I used my lower horn.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant FBI questioning.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Okay. Yeah. Fun.
2 in the pink, 1 in the back of the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Check your necks, guys. Check your necks.
Check your neck.
Protect your neck.
Protect your neck.
Snap your neck.
Your back.
Your puss. Your pickle puss.
Your pickle puss.
And your
sour
crack.
puss.
Your crack.
Check your pussy and your crack.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Giggle up.